Good morning once again. It's November 23rd, 2021. It's 8:24 a.m. This is take two, by the way. I actually made a video once already this morning, but I made an error and I had to delete it. We just stopped here by the side of the road on some exit. If you're a trucker, you know damn well why. So my name's Warchief. We are in Missouri. We're heading down south on the 49.
On 49.
So thank you for joining us on this glorious day. I'm the guy that tells you all those stories. If you've watched my previous videos, I've taken you throughout Canada and the United States, and I've shared with you some stories along the way. Some trucking stories, some history, some made-up stories. In my culture, I would be what you would call a traditional storyteller. I'm the guy that can remember stories. There's not too many of us, and having the gift of auditory memory is a very rare gift. I didn't know I had it. Other people recognized it in me along the way as I was growing up. But basically, an auditory memory is when you remember the things that you hear. And in my case, I am among the rare 3% of the world's population that can remember 97% of what I hear. 97% is more than enough. My wife will tell you it's not 97%. Set my cruise control for 99 kilometers per hour. But I do have the gift of auditory memory. It's been recorded in a neurological assessment. So I'm that guy. I hear stories, I remember them, and then I tell you stories. I've had an interesting and colorful life. Much of it horrific. I've had a childhood no child should ever live. And in Canada too. So the kind of stories I tell when I'm on the road are stories that are realistic. They're not romantic stories of how wonderful trucking is, because trucking isn't romantic. It's not Smokey and the Bandit out here. It's not Convoy. You know that show Convoy? Those days are long gone. People started to notice that trucking was changing way back in around 1985-ish. something happened back then. Well, there was a, I'm going downhill, so I gotta use the engine brake here. They had a recession. It was really a depression. It was, but they called it a recession because they didn't want people to get too worried, I guess. And trucking companies started hiring immigrants. The governments, they started to implement these programs that allowed immigrants to come over, mostly from India and Pakistan, and drive trucks. I don't believe that there was a trucker shortage, but there might have been. Going uphill now. Shifting up, going uphill is interesting, especially if you're a newbie. But this 10-speed can handle most of it, so I don't have to upshift. I could if I wanted, but if I did, I'd lose RPMs and speed. So we'll just maintain it. So yeah, the kind of stories I tell about trucking are a little bit more realistic. You know, I don't have pretty images of trucks turning, and I don't have one of those, although I'd like to get it. I'd like to get a camera that, what do you call those? My brain doesn't want to work today, even though I've had 3 cups of coffee. Probably should have gone that way, but we'll go this way. So there's this stark reality to trucking that a lot of people don't really want to talk about because it's pretty nasty. But trucking is romantic at times. It's not always nice. You're always seeing different landscape. That's what's interesting about driving, because you're never bored. There's always something new. Not every farm is the same. You kind of wonder about the people who are driving around you. Some of them are driving recklessly. Some of them are oblivious. You know, there's all kinds of different things to see. So when we make our highways like this here, you can't see it, but we like to blast right through the mountain. We want to blow a hole right through the mountain and then make a road right in the middle of a mountain. So you see these cliffs on the side of the road. And that makes me sad to see that. Like, why can't we figure out a better way to make roads? Why do we have to blast a hole through the mountain? You hear me talking about that in some of my videos. But one of the things that I notice is that the land is different all over North America. So we're down here in Missouri, and these hills are ancient. Your rock that's underneath the topsoil, which helps these trees and shrubs to grow, it's different than in northwestern Ontario, which is pure rock. It's not shattered like what you see down here. It's pure rock, solid mountain in northwestern Ontario. That's why we call it the Canadian Shield. Not much farming up there. Can't have any horses up there, I'm pretty sure. What else? Well, trucking is adventurous too. There's always something interesting that's coming up. You know, I just had a motor vehicle accident last week, and that was not fun at all. But it's part of the adventure of trucking. I'm constantly navigating difficult traffic. I'm going through different towns, villages, cities. So there's a lot of adventure. You know, truckers, they don't usually talk to each other. That's what I've noticed. We don't want to talk to each other. I don't want to talk to you. You don't want to talk to me. I don't care. I like it that way. That's just the way the nature of things work. I don't like you, and you don't like me. Now, sometimes we talk to each other. Sometimes we're friendly. We help each other out. That's the adventure of trucking. Sometimes we get into fights with each other. Like you see fights breaking out all the time in the middle of some truck stop. I mean, it's crazy. Like, if you're gonna fight, like, you gotta commit to that, because you're gonna lose your privilege of driving. You're gonna lose your job. If I'm charged with assault and convicted, I am never coming back into the United States of America. So I have to think about that. If I'm gonna get into a scrap, am I gonna give it all up? Am I gonna make that kind of a commitment? I've driven all over North America with you, and there's videos of me talking about the United States of America. I'm not American, so my knowledge of the USA is limited. USA, 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 America. You know, I was down here a couple weeks ago, November 11, and I had forgot that it was November 11, because November 11 is called Remembrance Day. In the United States, I think it's November 13, 14. I think it's November 14. I'm not a very good American. You have Veterans Day, and it's a very sacred and holy day in the USA. Not so much in Canada. It's just Remembrance Day. It's a day to remember. Politically, I guess the Canadian soldiers would like it to be more than it is, but I think they're satisfied, because if they weren't, reduced speed ahead. Pay attention. Oh, I got the engine brake on. When you have the engine brake on, it slows your RPMs down, so you better know your stuff if you're going to try and shift with your engine brake on. From time to time, I forget that I have it on. You guys got to remind me. Can you tell my hair's getting a bit long? I'm going to have to cut that. So I'm the guy that tells you these stories. You don't see me, but this is what I look like when I'm talking. There's a Walmart. If you need to sleep, They always let truckers park there. That's very nice of them. There's not very much parking in the US anymore. There's more truckers than ever. Holy smackers. There are so many trucks. There are more trucks than when I first started back in 2014. Back in 2014, you could always find parking. But it's 2021. That was a lazy green. A sleepy green, whatever you want to call it. I failed to recognize that. I didn't even see the lights because I was on a curve. It's called the State Line store over there. They sell wine and lotto, breakfast and hamburgers over there at Rosita's Mexican restaurant. Rosita, I love you already. Not sure what that is over there. But that's some kind of car dealership. Oh, fireworks. So I'll tell you, I am pretty heavy. I got about 70,000 pounds on these axles. Maybe more. Oh, there's a couple of hitchhikers down the road walking their dog. A hitchhiker walking a dog. You can tell they're hitchhikers because they got that big, huge backpack. They can somehow feed themselves and a dog. Geez, you nicely build up your speed and the light turns red on you. I think this is that place where there's Walmarts everywhere. This is that town. And the state line is right there. Welcome to Arkansas. Yes, sir. There is some wealth in this town, I'll tell you that much. I've seen some gated communities that look pretty good. I guess when you start making money, you can't live a normal life anymore. You have to move into a gated community. Like if I won the big lottery here in the US, the Powerball, Bella Vista. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I came through here before. Almost the whole town is a golf course. Beautiful. There's wealth here. Walmart wealth. I'll tell you that much right now. So, when you start making wealth, you don't live in a normal neighborhood anymore. You gotta move to a gated community. Those are American boys. Not too many people playing golf today. It's pretty cold out. Can you play golf in the cold? I don't know, I'm not a golfer. Well, it sure was pretty here back in the summer when I was coming through here in the summertime. Everything was ruby green. See, Wellington Road? Wherever there's wealth, you're going to have a Wellington Road. It's the same thing back in Winnipeg, where I'm from. We have a Wellington Crescent. That's where all the doctors and lawyers and chief executive officers are living. It's a pretty well a gated community. They even got fans on this to create some sort of wind, I guess. Lancashire Boulevard. You know, those are all English words. And you know, I told you the story before about who founded the United States and Canada. The USA, in their Civil War, broke away from the British Crown, but elements of the British imperial elite system remains here in the United States as it does in Canada. We're no longer part of the Crown. We're not a colony of England anymore. We still practice colonialism, as does the United States of America. But it's all around us. See, Kingsdale. Oh, there's some trucks parked over there. Trafalgar. I don't know what Trafalgar is. But these are all English words. And we associate wealth with the crown. So when we are in an environment of wealth, we named our streets Shakespeare and Trafalgar and Kingsland Road. That's all British imperialism. So like all revolutions in history, you didn't really replace, you know, it's like that song. Say goodbye to the old boss, say hello to the new boss. The king is dead. Long live the king. So you had a civil war, you separated from England, but elements of that remain. It's the same thing in Canada, except that we stayed loyal to the crown. It's a complicated story. But I'm coming to a stop sign here, and I'll end this video here. I just wanted you to see who it was and who it is that talks to you. Well, would you fancy that? The light's gone green. Oh, yesterday I was pulling out of a truck stop and I was entering into the traffic lane, but a car had come around the corner and it was an elderly woman, and she did not appreciate the fact that I couldn't back up and get out of the way. She had a whole other left lane that she could have went into. But rather than do that, she went in between both lanes, because I had to come to a stop. There were trucks coming behind me. I'm not going to go into reverse. I'm stuck. I become an obstacle in the middle of a road. And this is what I'm talking about. You don't know what traffic is going to do. Like, I didn't know. To me, it looked safe to enter into the intersection, but this lady comes flying around the corner. And she's all by herself. Like, she could have gone into the left and it wouldn't hurt her one bit. But instead she came real close to the front end of my truck. And I watched her. I looked at her to see what she was going to do. And she did this. Fuck you. That's what I said. Fuck you. I don't know if she's a nice person. She could be. See, people are trying hard every day. There's the Walgreens. But all of a sudden something happens to them, like they get triggered and then they go psychopathic. They become antisocial. They lose empathy. The inability, anger, and frustration impairs their ability to think. And suddenly, they don't give a shit. They don't care about your story or where you're from. They don't even want to know. They're so pissed off, they go into denial. No, you can't be stuck part way into the intersection. No, that can't be. Even if you did get stuck, how'd you get yourself stuck in there? You're not a human being. You deserve to be shit on. Even for only a moment. That's what happens. So we got a little bit of psychopathy, a little bit of antisocial personality disorder in all of us. I don't believe there's even one single human being, maybe for some kids who are still not yet wholly corrupted. But I guess even children can be corrupted too. But in that instant, see, Garmin's fucked up here. Fucked me up. I should be going down that way. But now I'm going to be going down this way. Maybe I could cross two lanes if traffic will allow. Yes, traffic will allow. The goddamn Garmin.
Keep left to I-49.
Oh, now you tell me.
Enter the roundabout.
There's no roundabout here anymore, Garmin. So Garmin hasn't updated their shit. It had a system update when I was back at the house. So this is all new road work here.
Continue on ramp.
So the only reason why I remembered is because I went that way 2 times before. You can go that way, but you know, you don't know what's down that road. Garmin hasn't updated anything yet in this area. You could end up going through a zone where the weight limit is only 40,000 pounds. Well, I'm 77,000 pounds. You could end up going through a road where it says no 53-foot trailers because Garmin hasn't fucking updated that shit yet. So I think Garmin's on its way out. Probably Google Maps is going to take over. Because if you can't maintain your own trucking app, and your product becomes unreliable, we're just not going to use it anymore. You know, when I was a first year driver, I wanted that app so bad, or that product so bad, because it helps 90% of the time. The other 10% that it gets you in trouble, it really gets you in fucking trouble. Like sometimes you have to call the police to get you out of there. And when that happens, you're in shit. So now I'm probably going to remember that Garmin, and I was thinking about that. I'm getting cut off here by a fucking semi flat deck. It's like you're scared, right? Oh, there's people behind me. I'm holding them up. I better cut this guy off. And see, that's me when I talk like that. Oh, no. Oh. It's one hell of a mausoleum you're building over there. All right, so we didn't go through the wealthy Walmart town. Coming out the other side now, because I remembered when I was on my way in. But I am smart though. On my way in, I was thinking something's coming up where Garmin's gonna try and fuck me right up here, and I got to remember where is it? Because I don't want to go through that again. And that was it. I think there's another one coming up too. It's this goddamn Garmin. See, I talk like that. You could go and watch some nice videos of other trucking videos, and they're really good. I like them. They're nice. They're nice people. But I don't know, I like watching them. I liked watching Indiana Jack and OT Rookie. Indiana Jack doesn't make videos anymore, but he's got some good videos out there. They're worth re-watching. Indiana Jack is a very nice gentleman. I don't know how he is in real life, but on camera, he's quite a gentleman. OT Rookie is a young man. He's younger than I am. He's probably about 29 years old. A very nice young man. And their stories are very interesting. Good footage, good storytelling, good discussions. See, when I saw them making those videos, I thought, you know what? Trucking isn't like that, though. Trucking has a darker side to it. There's more realism to it. And you know how I discovered that in my first year? I came to a truck stop, a smaller one, small pilot, somewhere in Indiana, close to Chicago. Heavy traffic, you gotta watch. You gotta be very careful here. And I went to go ahead and park in this one spot. And a truck comes up from behind because it was on a corner edge. And he's blasting his horn. And he's yelling and screaming. He gets out of his truck and he's waving his arms. Speed limit's changed here. I gotta speed up, get in the slow lane. It's a good thing that car didn't try to jump in there. So anyways, I rolled down my window to see what's all the fuss about. And he wants to go, like he's ready to go. What the fuck? You took my fucking parking spot. Why'd you take my parking spot? I was going to park there. And I said, what? What are you talking about? I got here first. Fuck you, man. It's my fucking parking spot. I went around over there to turn around and come and park properly, and you fucking took my fucking spot. Fuck, man. What the fuck? I said, bro, you can have the spot. But I want you to understand, I am smart. I want you to understand one thing. Oh yeah, what's that? I don't read minds. I'm not a mind reader. How the fuck was I supposed to know that you're going all the way around over there because this is your spot? You can have it. I'll go park over there. There's turkeys. One of them fell out because I seen them dead on the side of the road. Thanksgiving dinner is going down the road right there. This is Thanksgiving weekend, I think. Anyways, that's probably why he stopped a couple times, because his cages aren't secured. Fucking turkeys are flying out of there. I used to have a farm. Well, I didn't have a farm. I was a kid living on a farm with those fucking turkeys, chickens, geese. Anyways, there's a car merging. He's probably gonna slow down. Yeah, he sure is. I gotta slow down. See, when you do that, you should fucking speed up. You got two choices. Speed up or slow right the fuck down and get behind traffic. Get behind me, Satan. No, they just slow down and they go with traffic. And then they run out of fucking road. Then they're mad at you, trying to squeeze in there. Merging's the worst. There goes Rogers Police. I didn't want him to see my cell phone camera. Me making a video. He'd be like, hey, what's that guy doing there? Then I'd have some explaining to do. So I'm the guy that tells you all these stories. I haven't posted all my videos. I got a bunch of videos I haven't posted yet back home. But that's because I've been working really hard. And when I get home, I really don't want to be sitting in front of a computer uploading videos, writing it out. But go check them out. When I get the time, I'll upload some more. You know, I talk about trucking in its more insidious form, in less romantic, more realistic form. I don't know. You got to be a kind of a tough person to do this kind of job. Maybe that's why the trucking industry is changing. That's why and I'm not being racist here. Come on, man. It's no secret that the trucking industry has changed. You used to have what you would call white cowboys on the open road delivering stuff, and it was always a white cowboy. Things started to change. Next thing you know, there's not only cowboys wearing their cowboy hats, there's Sikhs wearing their turbans. There's Pakistanis. They stop their truck 4 times a day, I do believe. Get out and pray. We hear these terrible racist stories about how East Indians cut a hole in the back of the truck so they could take a shit. That way they don't have to stop the truck. That's a bullshit story. Well, I know it's bullshit. But the trucking, come on, man. The trucking industry, you can't deny it. It's changed. And there's no bringing it back. There's no reclaiming the trucking industry. Because business is business and they don't give a fuck who drives this truck. This isn't a white man only job. It used to be. That was skunk meat on the road. You don't want to drive over that. Stinky. Watch what these fucking guys are gonna do, because you don't know. I'm not a fucking mind reader. But you've seen my videos. You've seen how these people cut me off all the time. I have to slow down a lot. I got to use my brakes a lot. And it doesn't matter how slow you go. I can go, I'm doing 99 now. I could go 97. They're still going to cut me off. There's nothing I can do. Like, it's a pickup truck pulling a big trailer and he's right on my fucking tailgating me. You always have to check every merge. Every merge point, when traffic merges in, you gotta check your mirrors over there and see if there's anybody coming. Okay, I'm gonna finish up this video with this story. In a lot of these trucking companies out there, the burden of everything is on you, the driver, the operator. You are the so-called captain of the ship. You have to be familiar with all of the rules and regulations. It's up to you to prevent accidents. And if you get into an accident in which it's not your fault, because sometimes that happens, right? People want to commit suicide and they know if they hit a big truck, they're going to die. It's not pretty. Fucking skin comes off, eyeballs get blown out, teeth. The jawbone, everything. It's gross. Tongue. Anyways. It happens. And the burden of proof is on you because you're the so-called professional driver. I tell you right now, there's not too many fucking professional drivers out here anymore. Or if there ever was. Back in the 1970s, the so-called golden era of trucking wasn't so golden. The truth is, these guys were doing blow up and down these roads, staying awake 3-4 days at a time, making money. Tires were coming off, and when a fucking tire comes off, it's almost 100 pounds, but when it's rolling down the highway at 120 miles an hour, 120 kilometers an hour, 75 miles per hour, that 100-pound tire turns into about 1,000 pounds. It's weight times velocity. So 100 times 120 kilometers times 75 is 10 times 10 is 100. 10 times 100 is 1,000. 75,000 fucking pounds. 7,500 fucking pounds hitting your fucking car. One tire. Imagine the whole fucking truck. Merging. I gotta get out of the way because they're slowing down, going with traffic. Stupid. And then they speed up and they don't let me in. Stupid. All kinds out here. It's not just East Indians. African Americans, as you like to call them. You like to call me native. Even my company called me native. Oh, fuck. People are ignorant. But the burden of proof is on you, the driver. Anything that goes wrong, it's up to you, the driver, because the company is just going to blame you. The company gives you the job, gives you the work. It's your job as a driver to do it right. To do this job right, you've got to follow 1,000 fucking rules. Not all of them are regulated by law enforcement. You know, when you do your pre-trip in the morning, you got to make sure your brakes are properly adjusted, brakes are properly mounted, no damage, no cuts, cracks, bulges, bends, or leaks on your tires or your tire rims. They got to have proper rim-to-rim connection, tire-to-rim connection. Your lug nuts have to be tight and secure. You got to check all this stuff. You miss one fucking thing, okay? You got to check your fan belts. You got to check your clamp connections, your hoses. There can't be any leaks. You got to check your electrical wire connections, cables, clamps, hoses. Everything's got to be clamped. Hoses can't be sweating, okay? Like your power steering hose can't be sweating. You got to have all of it. There can't be no leaks, no air leaks. Because if you haven't checked your truck and your fucking tire comes off down the road, that's on you. However, if you've checked your tire, like I have, and it still comes off, I mean, you checked your tire. What are you going to do? You checked it. You don't know if it's going to come off down the road. So now they got this new rule, or it's not a rule, it's not enforceable, but what they tell you to do is when you come to a stop, do a circle check and check your tires again. So, but some of these companies, they're on your ass. Why are you taking so long? What's the delay? What's the holdup? Well, I'm doing what you fucking told me to do every time I stop. And sometimes people have a medical condition where they have to stop and pee. Sometimes every half an hour, they do a circle check. That's 5 minutes. 5 minutes every half hour. Out of a 12-hour day, that's anywhere from 24 stops to as little as 12 stops. Some people got to go to the bathroom. Maybe 6 stops. 6 times 5 is a half an hour off of your trip. Plus, you got to take a whiz. That's another 3 minutes. 3 times 5 is 15, so that's 45 minutes off your trip. But they're pushing you. You got to fucking hurry the fuck up. There's an appointment time they made, so you got to get there. I don't pay attention to that appointment time anymore. I try to get there, but I want to get there as safe as possible. Because I've had my tires come off. I've been in an accident. I have scraped the side of my trailer. I've hit a deer. I took a sip of my coffee one time. And you know when you take a sip, you're at the bottom end. There's a pickup truck parked on the side of the road. The truck beside me, and I didn't have time to hit the brakes. Because I'm on a curve and you don't see those things when you're coming around a curve. Making the all clear here. I'm seeing flags flying at half mast. I'm not sure why. I haven't listened to the news yet. And you're not allowed to get emotional while you're driving, because holy testicle Tuesday, she looks good. anyways, so you got me thinking here. You're gonna call me a misogynist, a perv. I don't care. I'm trying to convey to you the reality of being a truck driver. It's not as pretty as it seems sometimes. It's not as adventurous. It's not as romantic. So, I've holy Christ. Why don't you cut me off harder than that? Can you do that even worse? Driving one of those little wee compact cars, you know? Like, you're gonna get fucking crushed, bro. Crushed to death. Dead. Fucking crushed. You know how I know? Because I just recently had a motor vehicle accident in which that front tire drove over the side doors on that side. It drove over the back tire and then continued to drive over the side doors, crushing them inward. Like if my steer tire went over that car, that guy would be dead. Dead. That guy would never see his wife or his children ever again. That's the fucking stark reality of this fucking... Oh, he's about 60 years old. I saw the white hair. Fucking sideburns. So, in his case, probably his wife would be pissed off at me for killing him when he's the one that cuts me off. He'd probably have sons and daughters who have children, so he'd never see his grandchildren again. They'd never see their grandfather again. Life would be utterly changed in that family. That's not a bad pass, but you could have done better. The burden of proof is on you, the professional driver. The company hires you to know how to do this job safely within the rules and regulations. But you know how people are. I sit there in the morning and I'm making my coffee, I'm getting ready, I'm changing out of my pajamas. And I notice somebody's starting up their truck over there. I can see them pulling open their blinds. They spill their piss cup out the window and they go. They didn't even do a fucking pre-trip inspection. They just fucking piss in their cup, throw it out the side of the window. See, that truck merged. I had to slow right down here because I'm not going to fight with traffic. You know, some truckers, they'll just cut off these four-wheelers. Just cut them right off bad. And then these four-wheelers, they get mad. They don't forget, right? And the next time they come and see another truck, you're another fucking trucker, fuck you! And they cut you right off hard. Their own lives are at risk doing that. But they think, I'm gonna fucking get this motherfucker. Fuck you, bitch. You better fucking stop. Hopefully I can. Because if I can't, if you did that right when the vehicle in front of you had to stop and I don't have a stopping distance anymore, because you cut in front of me, which is what happened in that accident. There's no more stopping distance once you cut in front of me. It doesn't matter how fast I'm going. If you cut in front, I could be going 80 kilometers an hour. If you're going to cut in front of me, I'm going to hit you. Probably not going to be able to stop, even on dry road conditions like this. Your passenger, who's probably someone you love, is going to be fucking dead instantly. Probably. Or so severely hurt. But that's the burden of truck driving. A lot of these truck drivers are boneheads. Just like that little old lady. You probably meet her in the park somewhere. She seems so nice and pleasant. She'll talk nice to you. She's so charming. But all it takes is a moment and she turns into a psychopath. If she's carrying a gun, she could fucking kill you. And with the laws in this country, she has a right to kill you. Anyways, I'm the Warchief. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'm the guy that's telling you all these stories. See this truck right here? Rode right up to my tail. And then jumped over to the lane. Didn't know that there's a truck broken down on the side of the road there. That's why I had to go slow coming up this hill. He didn't see that. But out here, all of a sudden, there's a truck in front of you going slow and you're like, fuck, what the fuck, man? Fuck you! Go right on the tail, swing over, mad. See? Lost the ability to think. Lost their wisdom teeth. Alright, I've talked enough. Holy shit! Fucking car stopped on the side of the road, just broke him right down. Traffic all around me. Alright, it's clearing up. Warchief out. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.